Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. May the 4th be with you. Oh dear. I think I just dropped it. I just dropped something. Never a good sign. Never a good sign. Oh dear. Oh, there it is. Good. I am going to run real quick and grab some black cardstock. Oh, I might have some in here. No, I don't. I do. I do. Let's start by, oh, look at that. Everything just fell out. Did you see that? There. Hey, B. I am just getting set up here, and we are celebrating Star Wars Day. So I have, unlike, I'm not doing one of the challenges, guys. I'm just not, because today is a major holiday. For those of you that don't know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I spent a lot of money to get some nail art. I have Boba Fett and a Stormtrooper. We are going to a Star Wars event as soon as this is over. And I do my makeup because, you know, that's how I run. But I am a huge Star Wars person, and I could not let this major holiday go without doing a layout for it. So this is when my parents and I and John went to Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios. And I am using Simple Stories Say Cheese Galaxy. And I have some papers from like an old Cricut collection for Star Wars, because for a long time, there were no Star Wars collections, and you had to just find it where you found it. So I may or may not use these. We'll see. I'll just put those to the side. But that's my plan for today. Hey, Kathy. So not doing anything related to a challenge other than using, I actually don't know. I don't think I'll make any of the challenges work except use a photo other than, if you watch Sarah's video, Sarah tells you to use a photo size that's not a 4x6. So for the crop, this is technically Sarah's challenge. I'm doing photos that are not 4x6. So I'm kind of, and I'm hoping the other designers do this, kind of helping you figure out the challenges as we go through the month of May. But for those of you that have not looked, we do have 10 challenges posted for the month of May over on our crop page. Those challenges are for National Scrapbook Day. And the idea is that you go and you watch the design team's either Instagram or YouTube, and you find the challenges, and you then complete the challenges and post them under the appropriate design team's picture. So I'm just letting you know that with this, and I'm not going to say it again because for those of you that were here early, you get it. But otherwise, go watch Sarah's. That's She Documents Life. I think it's She Documents Life or She Documents Photos. Somebody help me there. Sarah's YouTube for the challenge. I am actually technically doing that. So there you go. I'm using Say Cheese Galaxy. I have linked it both in the description of my YouTube video and in the discussion of this event on Facebook. So either way you can find it. But I see we got quite a few people. So this is not the challenge for that group, but instead the challenge for just for the crop. So I also have, and I just want to give a little shout out to a Etsy store. If you are a huge Disney person, there's an Etsy store called Scrap and Inks, and they do dyes and acrylic pieces for Star Wars or for Disney. She documents life. That's what I thought. And I have used their Star Wars logo die to cut the logo. So I will probably use that. It's obviously they're with Disney. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to use this paper. Let's figure out what else we're going to use. And I could use this paper and I could simply use black. That would be kind of the easiest, but let's see if there's anything else. I do really like, I have one little piece of copyright Scrapbook Customs. Lord knows when this is from, a long time ago. I have one little piece of lightsaber paper. I might use that. We got lightsabers. Hi, Bobby. Hi, TB. Look at that. Amy's here. Kathy's here. I might use that. I don't think I'm going to use this paper. This is Cricut paper. I'm going to put that aside. I just might use that. That's fun. The green paper is kind of, I don't think so. Here is some of the, we'll definitely come back to those stickers. I have a photo of me meeting Darth Vader, so I don't think that's going to be used now. I have some solid black. I have the Force or that yellow. I think that what I want to do, here's what I want to do. I think I want to use this, and I think I want to pull out the blue. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to go through our ribbon collection and see if we can find a blue ribbon to put on the top and the bottom. I have the cut aparts. Oh, look at that red. I have the cut aparts as well. Oh, Wish Upon a Death Star. Look at that. It's super cute. Okay, we might keep that out as well. But let's start with, can we find a ribbon that pulls out that blue to put on the top and bottom of that? So let me find my blue ribbons and let's see what we can do. So I think I went over this a couple of, I don't know, a lot of lives ago. I store all my ribbons now in bags based on color. So I have a blue bag. I have a yellow-orange bag. I have a green bag. This is my blue bag. So now when I get ribbons, I separate them, I put them in there, and that way I can find them much, much easier than having a big collection of ribbons. So let's go through and see what we got. And I kind of need, like, I want a bright blue, but I don't want it to be like, this is too tealy, I think. Yep, that's too tealy. This one might actually, that's an option, except I don't think I have enough of it. This one might work. A little bit lighter. Ooh, look at that. I think this is it. That's the one. Do I have enough? Oh, I don't have exactly enough, but I might have. Is this the same color? That's the same. Oh, that's really close. Look at that. Okay, I think we got it. Put all these back in here. Oh, I'm glad you had a good resting weekend, Amy. I know you needed it. We went to the Taco Festival yesterday. That's a yearly event here in New England. Okay, so you know what I would also love is to, I think, Oh, I don't know. Let's just figure. I think I want to outline these in a color, and I could just break down and cut this red, but I really don't want to waste these cut aparts. So, and I really kind of might want the mustard yellow. Let's see if I have any yellows. So we're going to go to, oh, if I can pull it out. Right before Close to My Heart went out of business, I bought all of their cardstock kits. And look at that. I got a yellow. We're going to outline with that. Oh, and you know what we might do? Oh, we might cut this down and put this on the back of it, which means I have to get my other cutter out. Okay, we're going to gut this paper. I love my Tim Holtz cutter. I love it. It does not gut because it's one big blade. If I want to gut something, I have to go to my old cutter that I stopped using because, quite frankly, it stops cutting straight. But for gutting, it doesn't really matter. Okay, the chat got quiet. The chat got quiet. What else is everybody up to? Anybody else have Star Wars plans for the day? I'm going to a Star Wars event later today. It is at the Mystic Aquarium. The 501st is doing a special meetup. 501st is an official Star Wars cosplay group, and they have chapters throughout the country. And they cosplay and they dress up movie realistic, which typically like Disney doesn't allow, but for them, they get to do that. So it's a kind of a big deal. And they're going to be at the Mystic Aquarium for photo ops. So that is our current plan for the day. Look at that. Super fun. Now, everything in me wants to take a piece of black and cut this down as well and do, yep, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do, y'all. It's just paper. It's just paper. Particularly like solids. I tell myself that every time. It's just paper. It'll be okay. And I think it's going to make a huge difference. So I did this 11.5 by 11.5. And then this is, it's 11 and then 11.5. And then look at that. Oh, come on. That is fun, right? Now, I could gut this black so that I could use it, but I have black cardstock. So everything in me is saying, gut the black, gut the black. I'm gutting the black. I'm gutting the black. I know it's just paper. I know I just told you it's just paper, but, you know, it's just paper, but I don't want to waste it, so. This is one of those do as I say, not as I do situations that really and I know you're all going, Jessica, you have so much paper. You didn't need to gut this. I know I did. But we're gutting it anyway. Also, just as a good reminder, if you're, and I don't think anybody watching this is in this situation, if you don't have a lot of paper, if you're like, I don't buy 1,000 pieces of each piece of paper that I love, and I don't have a whole stash of solid cardstock just sitting right underneath me that I could use at any given time, some of which is older than my children. If you're not like that, I'm proud of you, first of all. Second of all, gutting is a way to save your paper. So now let's put all of this to the side so that I can gut this paper, put these together. So what I would normally do is drop everything on the floor first. What I'm going to do is take the score tape. You hardly ever gut papers. I need to do that. I love the layers. Yeah. I used to gut papers all the time. Back when I was scrapbooking, I didn't used to have all the cardstocks. So, and particularly black cardstock, for some reason, it was really hard to find. And I have a feeling I'm going to be back in that mindset in a little bit, but close to my heart really did have the best cardstock. Now, Michelle has found a new cardstock place and has sent us the white. And I have not tried it yet. I think T tried it. You have a local 501st group. Yeah, they're awesome. 501st. It's awesome. I love them. I am not somebody who does cosplay. I'm just not that kind of person. I know that might shock some of you. I seem like the person who do cosplay. I don't. I enjoy the photo ops. I just don't have that kind of time. I am, however, wearing my Boba Fett jersey, and I put Boba Fett on my nails. So I'm excited. After the first set of movies came out, and I was young, right? So it was actually later than that. After I was in high school, I kind of went into Star Wars. I don't know what the word is. Kind of like went deep, a deep dive into Star Wars. And I read some of the comic books or some of the books. So there's a whole like George Lucas approved book series based on the Star Wars galaxy. And my favorite character was always and continues to be one of my favorite characters was Boba Fett. His story of surviving in the Sarlacc pit, all of that was one of those things that I absolutely loved. And so when they came out with the TV series, and I know not a lot of people watched it, I understand, it was my absolute favorite. And he is now kind of got more love in merchandise and in the parks, and I love that. But if you're interested in the Boba Fett story at all, he was a stormtrooper. So he was brainwashed as a stormtrooper, basically, and found that what he was doing, he didn't agree with, and he thought it was wrong. And so he found a way to escape being a stormtrooper. And then in order to make money, he went out on his own. He became a bounty hunter to kind of search for people that had done the wrong thing and ended up getting on the wrong side. If you haven't seen Return of the Jedi, this is spoiler alert. He was on the wrong side of Luke and Han and ended up in a monster pit where, in theory, everybody goes to die. But because he was wearing his suit, which we find out in The Mandalorian is actually a suit of the Beskar, which is the Mandalorian suit that he had found, he survived. So it's really cool. It's kind of a story of survival. It's a story of making yourself into something better. It's doing what's right, even when everyone else is doing what's wrong. And I know most of you are saying, no, actually, it's just Star Wars. But that's why I love Boba Fett. So anyway, big Boba Fett fan. Very exciting. Star Wars story time with Jessica. I know. Anyway, if you have not watched the Boba Fett show, or if you've watched Star Wars and you said, I don't get it, I would really, really kind of strongly suggest that you think about it less as a show about the space and more about an allegory of what's right and wrong, because that's really what it's about. It's about good people standing up to bad people when it's hard. So that's why I love Star Wars. There's also a whole thing about Star Wars being, it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter any of those things, race, creed, because at the end of the day, it's all about teamwork and sticking together and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, Jessica loves Star Wars. As if you didn't know already. Love Star Wars. So we've made our base page. This is our base page. This is what we're going with. Last thing we got to do is stick down this ribbon, this blue ribbon, to outline these shapes. Using a lot of score tape today. Score tape is just a really good way to stick things down. I love yada yada. I said yoda yoda yoda, right? Yoda yoda yoda. Anyway, big, huge Boba Fett fan. Inside of the universe of Star Wars, which in general, I'm a fan of most characters, but Boba Fett is kind of one of my top 10. Probably in my top. Like, yeah. How is everybody else doing other than listening to my Star Wars events, which, like I said, big, important stuff for the day. No clue what you're talking about. B, doesn't surprise me. It actually does surprise me because you have a son who's the right age for this stuff. I mean, Star Wars is one of those IPs or those kind of properties that does transcend generations. I mean, my dad loves Star Wars. My little brother loves Star Wars. My kids love Star Wars. I see younger people in the park loving Star Wars. So Star Wars really is something that is generationless. It has kind of been around for long enough that a lot of people like it. So I am a little bit surprised. But yeah, if you like a story of right and wrong, and you like a story of good conquering evil, and you like kind of a realistic story, because the thing about it is, if you watch all of the Star Wars, is good doesn't always win in the way that you thought it should. In the end of the day, overcoming evil takes time, and it takes strategy, and it takes consistency and patience. And that's one of the other things that's in the Star Wars movies. So anyway, love Star Wars. Look at that. So do you know these characters? Do you have any idea who these people are? We should ask B. Do you know these people? Do you know who these people are? Or the name of the extremely famous ship that's in the background. Okay, quick check-in. Do I put the yellow behind these or not? Now that I've actually put this on the page, I don't think I need the yellow. I think the white is enough. Do you guys agree? I think the white is enough. Maybe what I do is I put black and yellow around this one only and pop it up. How do we like that? Stormtroopers, that is their name. They are just stormtroopers. And this is the Mandalorian, Din Djarin. There you go. I'm glad I could help. Earth Vader? No. Middle photo only. That's what I think, Amy. That was Mandalorian. Din Djarin. Mandalorian is the newest of the kind of characters. He comes with Grogu, which is affectionately called Baby Yoda for a long time. But his name is Grogu. I'm kind of realizing as we're talking that I am sounding slightly nerdy now, but you know what? That's okay. Love what you love, man. Love what you love. I think that's the important part. So we are going to just take this. We're going to get our big hunk of pop out tape, if I can find it. And we're going to pop this photo up. And at the end of the day, because this is the only one that I matted, I didn't need to. Okay, what do you guys think? I think that looks cool. Okay, your favorite is Darth Vader. Okay, so that's great. That's fun. Why is your, I always ask this question, why is your favorite Darth Vader? That's what I want to know. Is your favorite Darth Vader because he's voiced by James Earl Jones, and that is super cool. And James Earl Jones actually, in his will, gave Disney the right to his voice to use as Darth Vader going forward. And I think, and the character he plays in The Lion King, so that he would be the only voice of Darth Vader, which was super important to him, which I actually kind of love. Or is Darth Vader your favorite because of his story of he basically became Darth Vader because he was put into a, put into a religion that did not allow him to have a family and asked him to put his religion above all else. And so he became Darth Vader because he didn't think that was right. And yet his final arc is finding his family, loving his family, and overcoming his self to once again be a part of his family, which is kind of cool. Gotta admit, kind of cool. Overall, Darth Vader is a story of finding your love of family and putting that above all else. So see, if you would like to know the beauty in any of these, please come talk to Jessica. Obviously, I have watched way too many of these. Let's also pop this sucker up. So let's cut some of these off. So just as a reminder, what we're doing is technically Sarah's challenge. So if you go and watch Sarah's YouTube video that is posted on the crop layout, you'll see what the challenge is for the My Little Scrapbook Store National Scrapbook Day crop. And we are doing Sarah's challenge in conglomeration with doing May the 4th. Be with us. I did post the link to the My Simple Stories Galaxy collection, which is a really good collection of Star Wars and Galaxy's Edge paper. Galaxy's Edge is the name of the land in Hollywood Studios or in Disneyland that is supporting Star Wars. And in Galaxy's Edge, you go to, are you ready for this? Batuu, which is kind of fun. It's a made-up place. Made up in that it's not in any of the movies. Awesome sauce. Now, I just cut all my nails. So what you guys are going to spend the next 5 minutes watching is me trying to pick these off. So what did everybody do for National Scrapbook Day? Who did some layouts? I know some people went to crops. Who did layouts? What did everybody do? Did anybody get at least one page done yesterday? I did no pages. So if you did at least one page, you did more than I did yesterday. Who did pages? I did no pages yesterday. I did 2 pages today. I did this and then the one on the crops channel for Amy's challenge. Did 2. This will be my second page. But then, like I said, after this, we're heading straight out to go to the Star Wars event. So my guess is I will not get any more pages done today, which is kind of a shame. Oh, Bobby, you did 12 pages. That is a Jessica level of scrapbooking. Congratulations. Are you working on anything specific, like a album? I always find if I'm working on an album or I'm working on trying to finish like a topic, I get so much more done because I have a mission to finish. Are you working on anything specific? I got none done, but I was at work all day. Wow. Well, sorry about that, T. We did yesterday. I did the live up here. I got all of the challenges posted. I went through, I watched them, made sure they made sense. Did that. And then I did the live on the crop page to go over it. And we then went to the taco festival, the New England Taco Festival. And then John wanted to try this brewery that ended up being kind of a disappointment. And then we went to this other place that was kind of a disappointment. So it was kind of a bad kind of like after that taco festival. So we ended up at our local wine bar that we love and ran into a bachelorette party of some people that we know tangentially and kind of talked to them. And that was fun. And I got in my head that I wanted to make risotto. And so Belle and I went to the store and Belle and I spent, because, it takes a long time to make risotto. Spent, I think, an hour and a half making risotto. And we had risotto and fish and it was really fun. That was fun. But because I spent all that time doing all those things, I did not get any scrapbooking done. Okay. Base of the page done. Working on Christmas for my family. Christmas presents, Christmas album. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to put Flight Crew here. That's fun. And I think I'm going to put Star Wars Galaxy here. It's fun. And obviously we need some lightsabers. And I have one star left, so I guess we'll put the star here. Let's see what other stickers we have. So the majority of all of this came in the Say Cheese Galaxy collection. So if you are, and I linked it, if you're interested in Star Wars at all, it is a great collection to get. I do have a few other stickers and stuff that are not from Star Wars that I've collected over the years. And we may put some of those on there. Let's just see what we've got. Like I did pull out these acrylic pieces. And I kind of like Never Tell Me the Odds. Let's just pull this away. And I don't think it really goes, so I think I'm not going to use it. I do have cute little wooden pieces. I have some silver, and I have this. Let's see what we got. I already put, I could add those other, I've got 2 stars in here. Let's just pull those 2 stars. You had, oh, I like how you had Han surgery. That's from Han Solo. But hand surgery, I assume. I couldn't scrap. Oh, that's upsetting, but sorry. I am coughing a little bit. Okay, let's put these other 2 stars. We'll put one here. Let's cut this. It is hard when you like have things and you're like, I just want a scrapbook and I can't. I think we've all been there. But hand surgery, that would be the worst because you really can't scrapbook. Okay, this is not going to work to put those on there. So you know what I'm going to do? I might be able to put that one. Yep. Let's pop this one up. And we'll just put this one down. Perfect. We do have the other set of that stickers. And we could do the little circles, but I kind of want to put hunk of junk. For those of you that don't know what they call the Millennium Falcon is always called a hunk of junk. Okay, let's look at these. Oh, I got these stars are just everywhere. They're just falling out of the universe here. Nope, not seeing any of those I want. But let's put some of these around. Down here. Stick to the paper, not to my thumb. Okay. What do you think? Oh, now we could try to use some of these. Let's see if there's any of these we might want to use. I'm not seeing any that are like necessary. I do have a cute little stormtrooper. I could paint the little stormtrooper white. You know what? What we got? It's only been 40 minutes. We got some time. I'm going to get this stormtrooper out of here and we're going to paint it white and put it on the page. When I say paint it white, I'm going to use my handy dandy ink, my handy dandy pen. And we're going to make a little white stormtrooper to go right here. So let's take this. And just remember, if you have wood, you can always use ink pens, use paint pens. So many things you can do with wood to add color to it. Emboss on it, that's a fun way, particularly if you have an embossing pen. I used to do that a lot. In fact, I think I have embossed on these before. You emboss on directly on, use your embossing pen and then put embossing powder. And then you can actually make these kind of glossy or glittery or whatever it is your embossing is. Okay, look at that little guy. And then I'm going to add black. Let's find my black pen. I really want my other black pen. Where is he? I don't see him. Well, that's a shame. Ah, there he is. So I don't know if any of you ever use wood and then color it, but I have, like I said, I do that quite a bit. And I really love the final look of it. Awesome. So my cute little stormtrooper, we're going to put him here. And this is a very old wood veneer set that I have from Shadney, and I don't even know if she's still in business, but Shadney had an Etsy store as well. So until Simple Cheese Galaxy, I had to do all of my Star Wars scrapbooking on Etsy. But now there's a actual higher quality collection. So there you go. Star Wars Galaxy using Simple Cheese. Sarah's Sarah's International Scrapbook Day challenge. You can go check that out on our page. Thanks everybody for hanging with me. Does anybody have any other questions, either about this or about the challenges themselves? The challenges either on our page or on the crop page. Not seeing anything. I'll give you guys a second to catch up. I never know how behind I am on the talking. You fell asleep? Did you fall asleep? No. Hey, it's been 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Look at this. One collection, 40 minutes. Super fun. I even colored a stormtrooper. Okay, it's been technically 42 minutes, but I am going to leave you guys. Just a reminder, use your ribbon, use your paper, make it, have fun, celebrate the weekend, and may the force be with you. I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.